Alright, so last time you guys had continued on through your exploration of this building atop a mountain within an area you're unfamiliar with. It is still unknown to you if you are on a part of Aeon you've never explored, or a different planet entirely. Whilst you don't know where you are, you do have some inklings to the happenings within, as you have seen similar snippets to before, being able to see two outcomes to Rigobard Altfeist, one where he succeeded in making the Crimson Materia, and one where he failed. You have also met up with a visage of the Troll Queen Zara in a part of time where she had succeeded. And becoming a bit more personal to your characters, through one of the corridors that had seen quite a hefty amount of damage dealt to the walls, floors, and creatures within, you were able to find iconography relating to some sort of cult or group that was seemingly against a axe wielder, as the symbol was of an axe in a circle with a red line diagonally through it. Through your knowledge of religious symbols, you were able to relate it to basically they were against whoever wields the axe, and you liken that to the one that Osa wields, and is most likely a group that is against her personally. You haven't found much more to deal with that up to this point, however, as when you continued moving through the building, you entered into a large prayer chamber with three tall statues on the northern end, and in front of which was a worm crystal dragon. They noticed you approach and spoke as they noticed you, speaking of their master making themselves known in front of them. Though you weren't sure who they were talking to, it seemed that your responses, as well as your rather hostile nature, set the dragon off and lead them to believe that you weren't actually their master at all, and possibly something coming to attack them or their master. And with it off last session, it just says you defeated the creature, so I shall continue from there. With the defeat of the dragon, its body will slowly crack and fall apart, the crystals shattering on the floor. With the last of its life, it will say, "I shall be reborn in the design of my master. Yours will be a life worth taking by their hand." As the words escape its maw, its body continues to fully disintegrate, as the specks and dust of crystal flow off in the wind. With its death, however, the building suddenly shakes violently, the winds outside seemingly becoming harsher against the glass windows and creaky wooden doors. As you are now towards more of the northern part of the prayer chamber, you might be able to make out parts of the windows, both to the west and the east, showing more of the outside, as well as what seems to be a staircase in the top left.
And Joseph my mega potion and say, "Have this."
Ooh, what does that do?
It just heals you to full.
Are you sure? I've got wands.
Well, if you want to use one, sure. That's up to you.
Let's see how much I got left on my wands.
As you do move further up, the western window leads out onto the exterior of the building, though you know that the western side doesn't have much to it, so there isn't going to be much out there. The eastern window leads out onto another balcony, from what you could assume is connected to the southern one, though is separated by that wall you saw earlier with the bleeding statue.
It's like we have a few ways to go. It's kind of just gonna let the guys decide where to go and have a look at these statues.
So I've got one wand of Cure 4 that has 3 charges left, and then I've got about 100 charges of Cure 1. That's going to be a long time of sitting here healing.
I don't think you have any buffs you're wanting to keep time of.
Maybe just chuck the potion, because you're very hurt.
Yeah, that's going to take a while.
Might be more cost effective that way.
Alright. I'll just take that potion then.
Yeah. Are you taking mine, or have you got one on you?
Let me see if I've got one on my own.
Oh, there was more than one mega potion in the party, so it's a
I
possibility.
also have 2 mega potions.
Yeah,
That'd be where I'm thinking of then.
One.
I do not currently have any.
Alright, well, either you can take mine or you can take one of Osa's. It's up to you. Assuming she's happy to share.
Is this the only one that you have?
Yeah, because a lot of my healing is magical, so it's more like a backup.
Yeah, I'll ask Osa for one.
Yeah, I'll give you one of mine. It's fine.
I've got the Ring of Regen as well, so I regenerate health over time. It's not the end of the world.
Are you sure it's not the end of the world?
Well, maybe a bad choice of words.
It might be the end of the world as we know it, but I feel fine.
That's a window off to the right, yeah?
Yeah, windows both to the left and the right.
Yeah, Yuki's got to go out and have a look outside the window. Or Joseph's got to push her out the way.
Yeah, if you look out the window, you see more of the balcony, but not much else besides that. The banisters are kind of like swaying in the wind, even though they are metal and dug into the stone. So you can definitely tell the wind is rather harsh out there.
Anything interesting?
On the statues, not anything in particular. We get to that page.
I was going to ask Yuki, but yeah, sure. Statues as well.
Oh, okay. Didn't know you were talking to her.
Nothing much. Just seems a bit windy.
I suppose the only way is up.
It would seem that way. Did you find anything about these statues?
I'll tell you in a minute.
The 2 statues that are flanking the middle one are steel-colored stone, whereas the one in the middle is a deep bronze-colored stone. They all seem to relate to humanoid figures, though the middle one does have some dragon-like tendencies with its horns and tail, though it is still humanoid in nature. You don't recognize either of the statues.
Maybe some form of Bahamut or another draconic deity, or maybe even just a creature. There's no really way of knowing. Let's move on.
Is this a door? Is this something we can
Yes,
open?
that is a metallic door.
Oh, okay. Metallic door. Does it have a door handle or a keyhole?
It has a door handle, yes, no keyhole.
Go ahead, Yuki. Try it.
I opened the door with the push-pull handle action on the handle.
Alright. You turn the handle, you push it, then you pull it, so you open it and close it. Opening up the door leads you into a modest-sized dining hall of sorts, though its design seems to be more suited to the staff of the building, or possibly for its visitors. Several neat tables are set up with candelabras lighting them nicely. They have been recently cleaned, or at least cleared, of previous meals. 2 western windows let in more light, showing another wooden door leading to the north and a metal door leading to the east. And as you enter into the room, as well as those who are outside of it, I need everyone to give me a will save, please.
Good to see. My saves haven't changed.
Yep. Start the day off right.
Go on then, what I got on me now? More blood?
I did say ready yourself for depression. Okay. As you enter into the room, it is the usual suspects of both Yuki and Osa who notice something different, as you two will be able to hear the shuffling of several patrons within the room. Discussions about cleaning duties and chores fill the room with a friendly atmosphere. From what you can gather, this place was a church dedicated to three mortal gods, though no name is given. You could make a knowledge religion check yourself if you have it trained, or you can discuss it with your party.
I will discuss it with my party because I do not have it trained.
I can't help you there. I'm not very smart. Let me have a look.
Alright, both Iskandar and Joseph can theorize that this is a church from a different planet or even timeline, as the gods that they speak of have no recollection in any books that you've read.
Relay that to Yuki and Osa, because we can't hear it, can we?
No, both of you cannot hear it.
Relay that then, I guess.
Guess we see what else is here.
I still don't know where we are. It's not a plane I recognise. We've had no adverse effect.
Does this wooden door have a keyhole that can be looked through?
No, it has a door handle.
Then I'll wait for the party, then I'll open the door.
Ready when you are.
Open.
Opening that door leads you into a spacious kitchen of sorts. A large oven shows sign of repeated use after years, though several wipe marks of when it had been cleaned over and over. Counters are cleared, though their drawers are slightly ajar, as if they were hastily filled or showing wear and tear after use. Two tables are set up in the middle of the room with utensils and recipe books.
Is any of this... Sorry, go on, Chester.
I love how everything seems recently used, but yet there's nobody here for it to be used by.
It was the dragon.
Something tells me he
Dragon's
wasn't...
not as big as this room.
I look at Joseph. Does any of this ring a bell? You're probably the most culinary minded of us, unless Yuki's been holding out on us.
I've got no cooking skills.
No, not really. I mean, it looks like people were using it to cook, I guess, but that's all I got.
Can we look over these tables and see if there's anything we recognise? Or in the oven itself?
Sure. Nothing is currently being cooked. If you look over the tables, they all seem to be pretty much adjacent to what your plane would use. The recipe books do call for some ingredients or creatures that you don't recognize, though some of them you do recognize. So you could see them as your neighbor.
Strange. But nothing out... Well, it's out of the ordinary, but it's nothing hostile or advantageous, I can tell.
I'm going to search this table for something useful. Just see if I can find anything that I can take with me.
The table has something really of worth, unless you want to take a knife used for cutting up meat.
No, thank you. Do we need to wait for a while for you to recover some of your magic stuff?
it would be some time, and I suppose the choice is yours. We can attempt to rest here. We're not under immediate threat, but the longer we stay here, the stranger things happen. I just won't be at full capacity for a while.
You still got your staff though, so I guess that's okay.
As you come up to this metal door, it does have a handle and a keyhole. However, instead of where it is normally placed, it is more towards the center of the door. There's also a sort of cover that you can rotate off of it, though you're pretty sure you can't see through it. It's more just through locking and unlocking rather than to peer through.
Is the door locked as I try to jiggle the handle?
As you jiggle the handle, it is indeed locked.
Alright, here we go.
Well, I've got some MP actually, before I forget. Actually, no, sorry, go on. I need to read the ability first.
You hear a satisfying click, and you know you've unlocked the door.
Alrighty. We'll wait for Iskandar to tell us what he was getting ready to finish telling us.
I was gonna, because of my MP is limited, I was seriously considering just putting a contingency on the three of you, but I think I'll hold off for now just in case.
Alright. And I guess we'll open the door then.
Alright.
Don't like how the tablecloths in this room are all different.
As you open the metal door, it leads into a middle connector room of the northern part of the building. Another metal door on the other side leads you to believe that it would link the two halves. As you open up the door, a electric pulse can be seen dancing in the air, as your hair stands on end and you hear a fizzing within your ears. The most forthcoming design of this area is the large shrine to the north and the three creatures standing in front of it. Towards the north end of the room, you can see that the floor shifts into a marble design with several cracks and scorch marks, seemingly dealt by the shrine itself. The shrine is made up of black stone, obsidian glass, and steel sections. Glistening as if recently polished, the shrine shows a very arcane nature in its sigils that decorate almost all of it. Two curved sets of stairs lead up to the central portion of the shrine, which is around 5 feet off the ground. A large sphere is suspended above a bowl, inside of which an erratic torrent of lightning sparks dance around and into the bottom side of the sphere. In front of the shrine, you can see three individuals who look very reminiscent of the different stages in Osa's life, though for Iskandar and Yuki, they may only recognize the most recent. All three wield a shining red axe with blood covering their faces, with the younger variant showing a slight bump on their forehead. The older one shows a smaller spike coming out of it, whereas the last one has a horn the size of a hand peeking out and curving around her head. As you open the door and it squeaks on its hinges, the three figures will turn to you as they move around to face you.
Yuki will sort of like nudge Joseph and be like, "Hey, this is your forte, not mine."
This is freaky.
I must say, I didn't expect this.
We also did not expect someone to be passing by our servant. What brings you to this hold? You're not here for the sphere, are you?
Depends what
What's
this
sphere?
sphere is.
We shall take that as a no. Although we see one of our sisters is traveling with you. You have not heard the tales surrounding us, I take it.
We ain't from around here.
We're just passing through.
One doesn't merely just pass through this temple. You must have dealt with the guards and the inhabitants. They wouldn't have just let you go by with words coming from you.
No. We had to fight some things to get here and bypass others. But here we stand. Although where this is a different question.
So you are saying you just happened amongst this place. You had no idea of the power this shrine holds, nor the denizens of this building.
Truly? No.
That sounds about right.
Then why not leave? Or is curiosity enough that you would risk your lives upon it?
The simple answer is we can't. Before I keep going, is Osa wanting to say something? Is she cool? Is she alright? Like, this must be pretty weird.
It definitely looks a little bit like frozen and caught off guard. She's not about to interrupt you if you're doing the talking.
I know I'm not fantastic at talking. Probably someone else should do this, but hey ho. But the strange thing is, Osas, we can't leave. We don't know how we got here.
A terrible state to find yourselves. Randomly placed within an area that you might die within. Especially if you're within the presence of the Axe Reaper.
The Axe Reaper, is that what you're all called, or?
It refers to either any of us that would be met by anyone who gets close enough.
Are you all from the same timeline? That horn on your head seems like a progressive thing, but your sister, and I'll kind of motion at actual Osa, or our Osa, sorry, doesn't have that. How did you get that horn?
It was a transitional occurrence. You seem to be of the academic sort. I'm sure you've read books about this. Or, if you are so different from us, yours having no relation, maybe you don't. But it seems you have the same knowledge. Tap into that and maybe it will tell you.
What do you mean?
They mean knowledge. They mean intelligence check.
Oh. Just a flat intelligence check.
Yeah.
God damn it. Alright. Yep, he's got it.
Okay, Iskandor as a character can't put it together, neither can Yuki. Whereas Joseph, as they tell you to think of the knowledge that you have as to how they have transitioned into this, you'll know that another way of becoming a powerful being or a deity is to have others worship you. And you will remember this from when you encountered Titan Backbreaker, as she had hundreds of people worshipping her, and it was giving her deific power.
Right, so you've got a lot of worshippers out there somewhere, somehow.
That would explain the counter cult we saw. Or that amulet, right?
It seems the assassin of you knows more. But yes, the counter cult. We didn't exactly wish for them to be, but if there's always a force, there is always a counter.
Well, I don't know what's going on here, but the reason we were sent here is because we are trying to find corruption within this plane in order to cleanse it so that the planes don't like dissolve or something. I don't know. I'm not very cognizant of planar matters, but bad things are happening. We're here to try to fix it. I don't think this orb is what we're looking for. We're looking for a crystal.
Crystal. You don't happen to be looking for these. As they say that, each of them pull out a crystal, as you can recognize them as the fire, lightning, and earth crystals that you would have.
No, not those. They're more like the inverse of those ones. Opposite in strange ways.
Could I show them the one that we have? We have two, right?
We have three. You, me, and Osa have one each.
Oh yeah, Osa has one.
No, you only have two inverse crystals.
Yeah, I thought we had
fire and
two.
the lightning.
Oh, okay, yeah. I'm sorry. I thought we were. I thought
They're,
we were talking
they're
about
holding out the actual crystals that you have, like the Heroes of Light crystals. If you're asking about the inverted crystals, you only have the fire and lightning inverted crystals, which is
That-
for Joseph and Iskandor.
Yeah, okay. I thought we were talking about the regular crystals, not the inverted ones. When he was saying pull that out, but yeah.
Yeah. Yuki has her own obsidian pearl. She doesn't have a crystal, but if you had
Correct.
the other character, you would have four. Yeah.
Yeah, if Iskandor's gonna pull out his inverted crystal, I'll pull out the fire one as well.
It's just this, like, yeah, like a visual aid. Something like this. Similar to what you have. Because in fact, don't I have the normal lightning crystal as well?
You do.
Yeah,
The lightning crystal is for Iskandor. Yeah.
so I'll pull out both, and I'll just say that this is what we have, and we need this.
We actually have the inverted crystals. Didn't they like disappear on us? They're just in the in between void whenever we travel from plane to another.
That's a point, actually, yeah, because didn't they just, like, they almost followed us?
Yeah. When you touch them, they basically went inside you, and they follow you when your plane are traveling.
Okay, so I can't, like,
I
bring it out
tried
as
to
an example.
will it into existence.
You can try, but nothing happens.
Okay. Well, revert a few seconds. That didn't happen.
I'll bring up the time edge.
In that, yeah, we'll just say that it's like those, but a different version. We don't want to steal from you.
Speaking of stealing, how did you get those? I had the water one. I never had any of those three.
Well, if you are to be holding on the water one, it would be a great asset if you were to join us. I doubt for you to wish to spend much more time with your fellows unless you really truly do want them dead.
What are you talking about?
Well, after a certain amount of time, we eventually were able to come to the conclusion that our presence doesn't exactly lengthen people's lifespans. Tell me, what replacements are you on now? Not all of these were your original members.
I was.
And how many times have you gone and seen the pearly gates or the flaming archway?
I don't recall having seen either one of those things.
I always made sure that it's not permanent. As for my previous companions, they have chosen to leave. That's their choice.
It's not exactly true. I mean, there was one person who didn't fall asleep and they never came back.
Also, most of my perishing has been at my own stupidity. That has nothing to do with Osa.
I'm not going to argue that. But they don't know that.
That's why I'm telling them.
And I am sorry what happened to him, to Atlas, and that we and I weren't able to help him back then. But starting this, we all knew what we were getting into. We all knew it was going to be dangerous. It's always in the line of work of a mercenary or an adventurer or whatever you want to call us.
Regardless of the path you are taking, once we found that people in our presence didn't exactly live much longer, others saw the same. And so we decided it would be better if we travelled as me, myself, and I. At least now we don't kill others just by being near them, unless they get too close or attack us. Which led to that forming of the anti-cult and the actual cult that surrounds us. We didn't ask them to do it, but death has power, and as people witness it, they do become quite aberrant in their nature.
So you spend all your time alone, keeping everyone at arm's reach. You really don't sound like Osa.
We keep ourselves company. Anyone who is within arm's reach does tend to die. But we've made sure that our place has been safe from outward disasters. Even the false prophets that said they would protect our land when it was being destroyed.
I thought I was crazy. Look, do you know anything that can help us? This can't be beneficial for you to just stand here and tell us your stories, and I don't think my companions particularly want to be here either.
It's only going to be detrimental to you. Our aura is most likely affecting you.
Your
We would
aura?
advise you to leave before it finishes you. Yes, what we spoke about before.
I didn't feel anything. Did any of you?
I don't know, nothing from me. Why don't you look at them with your magic sight?
Can everyone give me a fortitude save, please? Oh boy!
Fiery body notes on in there, but I don't think that's going to matter.
Nobody rolled over an 8.
Hey, it's just going to be a good day of rolling. Okay, so as you all look amongst yourselves for any detrimental effects, everyone aside from Yuki will look to be a shade paler and have blood dripping from their nose.
What the?
Are you all okay?
I think my brain's malfunctioning. Again.
I mean, all three of you, you're bleeding. You're having a nosebleed.
The leader of the opposite Osas shakes their head and sighs. It seems the one that walks with you won't be able to join us. If you just leave, you'll survive, but if you truly wish to stay here, it's going to be very hard to make a burial underneath this stone.
What's the cause of this?
It's what gives us our name as the Axe Reaper. We take lives wherever we go, be it if we wish to or not.
So you're saying that you're the ones that are causing this?
Do we need to tell you it 4 times for you to understand?
We don't need to engage them. We can look elsewhere for now.
Well, this is farewell for now then. Yuki will close the door behind her.
Are we still bleeding?
As you close the door behind you, you can feel a shudder in the temple and a bolt of lightning hissing on the other side.
The hell was that?
I'm not willing to open that door again to find out if it's causing you guys some issues.
It's not exactly our best day, and it'll kind of wipe away any trail.
After you close the door, everyone seems to be returning back to normal.
I'll go up to Joseph and say, you might want to, and I'll go past him.
Also, as she leaves, she just wipes her own nose and just kind of looks at the blood, looks back at the door for a little bit, and starts walking towards the group.
This way must be to the other side of that room. Just be careful, Yuki.
I shall be. Same to all of you. And then when the party catches up, she'll open the door.
You alright?
I don't know.
You're not like them. You don't affect anybody else like that, like they do.
I mean, I did used to think like that for a long time. Maybe I'm just a bad omen. Maybe people get hurt because I'm around.
I mean, the same could be said for me. People get hurt when I'm around too. But our actions usually end up saving way more than are hurt by us. Do you remember the first thing we ever did together?
Looking for that missing girl.
And where's she at now? At home? home with her parents and her boyfriend and living her life because we helped.
We did lose Alice that time.
We were in the dead sector. We all knew it was dangerous to go out there. And if there was anything that we could have done, we would have tried to get him back as well. But we didn't have the resources then that we do now. We didn't have anybody who could cast life-saving magic. We didn't have any objects that could resurrect. We didn't have any of that. We did the best that we could with what we had. And unfortunately, that wasn't enough for Atlas. He perished. But that was because of decisions that he made. That wasn't on us.
Yeah. Let's just keep moving. I want to be done with this place.
I am right there with you. Let's get out of here. Sorry for the wait. You guys ready to go?
Ready when you are.
We were just waiting for you. And Yuki will proceed with
Alright.
opening the door.
Opening up the door leads into what seems to be another dining room. There are large, long tables on the northern side of the room, atop which you can see several quills and inkwells, seemingly ready to begin writing, though you don't notice any books or parchment. The whole area is designed in a way for grand talks, at which point it is a good guess that it was for the higher-ups in the building, or for visiting groups to dine and talk. Two wooden doors lead off to the east, as well as a window that peers out onto that balcony, and there is another metal door leading to the west. I need everyone to give me another will save, please. This time it is only Yuki. As Yuki, you are able to hear discussions being held within this room. They talk about a strategy to deal with an upstart caster in the west, and how his destructive magic has toppled nations. Prayers are given to the three gods, though no names are given.
I will relay that onto the party. Is anyone else hearing this?
I can't say I am.
Not this time.
No.
These gods they're talking about, did you get their names?
No. I can't gather any names.
Well, we already met them, didn't we?
Maybe.
Maybe.
There's a potential. I'm going to assume that that door to the west will just lead back into their room, so let's avoid that door for now.
Sounds like a plan. It looks like there's some out to the windy east way?
Yes.
Whatever we're going to call that.
Does Minority have a
Yuki's-
way of making me invisible?
Yes. Why?
Well, I could just... Oh, wait. What is this wall right here made out of? The one directing me to my left? Is that wood or is that stone?
It is a type of brick.
Oh, I could just walk through this wall and get to those treasure chests that were in that room.
Do you think that's a good idea? Can you come back?
If those
Yeah.
Oses have some sort of deic power, it's likely that they might be
That's
able to
true.
see you. Or at least sense you.
They most likely do smell really well.
That's my
Yuki's
point.
gonna put her hand on the door and just see if it feels like it's rattling from the wind outside.
It is.
Well, there is someone outside.
Who?
We'll save
there
that
is.
for later.
We all crowd to the window. Oh god, I can see some.
Yep, if you go towards the window after Osa points it out, you can see outside onto the balcony. The balcony itself does hug around to the northern end, so you can't see much of that. And towards the middle-ish area of the balcony, you can see two fell demons conversing with one another.
I take it we can't hear them from there.
No. Well, for one, they're outside from a window, and two, it's very windy.
I do have special ears. But no, it's fine.
It's because your ears are detachable, doesn't mean you can hear everything.
Can I throw my ear out the window and let no?
Yeah, and it'll fly away.
I can only
Should we-
imagine that these things are probably hostile. But there's two ways outside, so we could potentially flank them from both ends.
It's possible, but we have encountered these things before who haven't hurt us. But I know, well, that we have fought them before. Yes.
Either way, we could use both entrances and converse with them first.
Indeed, and we can't see all of the area, but splitting up to get a good angle on them sounds like a plan.
What language is it that they speak, or that you spoke with them in the past?
Usually it's abyssal or infernal.
Which I have neither, so whoever's going to use the south entrance would be the one that needs to be able to talk to them.
I have a lot of languages, but I could also cast tongues on someone who really wants to talk to them.
Let's keep your MP for now.
Alright. I'll just act as
I mean,
translator.
you already have tongues listed on the party buffs.
Yeah, it's on the party buffs.
Oh yeah, it's on the pipe buff,
Oh,
so
yeah.
everyone can speak it.
It's on the
there you
party
go.
buffs.
Well, I'll take the south entrance to whoever would like to accompany. Most likely Iskandar.
I'll go with you.
And then when everyone's in position, Yuki will use a countdown with her fingers as to when to open the door. And 3, 2, 1, open the door.
I'll wait a second, and then I'll open the door.
Blistering wind howls as the door opens, the party exiting out onto another balcony. This one hugs around the north, though you're not sure if anything of importance is around that side. Within the middle of the balcony, you can see the fell demons even more clearly, and they notice you pretty much immediately as the doors open wide. However, as they look to both sides, they turn their bodies towards the south. Taking one step, they go to a knee as they crouch down, well, they kneel down towards the seven party. One of them will speak out in common. Overlord, your return brings fire to our hearts. We have awaited your presence. Your armies are prepared to attack the next plane at your command. Though I notice you decided to take the advice of our magi and make your previous companions into undead servants. A grand plan! Their strength will aid in our attacks.
Which one are they sort of look? I mean, I know that they're kneeling down, but are they actually looking at someone to communicate, either between me or Iskandar?
It's hard to make out if they're looking at you or Iskandar.
Yuki will nudge Iskandar.
It's going to all nudge her back. You have done well, I suppose. Why are you here? Shouldn't you be at your posts?
We are at our posts, my lord. You told us to wait here for your return. What is the news of the lower lords? Are they joining our armies? Shall we proceed with plans?
Iskandar will step forward a little bit then and say, my affairs are in order. They will be joining us soon, I suppose. And I'll kind of look over at Joseph and Osa to make sure they're still there. You tell me, as a test, where do we march and what would you suggest? There may be something in it for you.
If you seek our counsel, I would suggest we wait at least a half day. The Valcross Heights core still requires some time to fully excavate and evacuate from. A lot of our items are still held there. After that, the Devil's Plane is a good enough place to attack. We are able to traverse it without any proper difficulty, and we know your magics are more keenly against the devils.
Indeed. We could fight fire with fire that way. It sounds like a plan.
Yes, we know you can remove their resistances.
Well then. You've done well.
And
So
if you don't
looks
mind me
pretty
adding, you say that all of the supplies are at Valcross Heights.
Ah, the undead speaks. Your magic is truly a wonder, Master.
Yes.
Should we see your servants as lieutenants and answer them at their behests? Or is this one an upstart?
They are... I'll kind of look at Yuki and kind of go along with this, and the others. They are extensions of my will. I have had to split my consciousness to give them full autonomy. Act as though they were me.
Ah, homunculi! Extending your lifespan ever further, my lord.
Well, answer her.
Please, my lady, can you repeat your question?
Making me repeat myself. I said, are the supplies that you were speaking of still at Valcross Heights?
Yes, it will take at least a half day to move them over. The casters at our beck and whim are mostly teleporting our forces, so we only have a few to move around the effects there.
Very well. Yuki will sort of walk closer to Iskandar and mutter into his ear. Well, my lord, we should leave our beings to their posts, and we shall walk back inside and commute for plans further.
Indeed. And I'll kind of motion my head at Joseph and Osa. Prepare for departure. As you say, half day's rest, and then we move. And you head back inside.
Yuki will shut
Very
the door.
well. We shall report to Arts after you.
Able to kind of turn around. What do you mean?
We are following your chain of command, sir. You said after reporting to you, we must report to Arts to make sure his preparations are complete.
Arts is it Mudaya or Mudar?
Arts Modar.
Modar. I see. I didn't expect him to be ready so soon.
His body has recovered from your match. He is able to move again.
I see. And he'll head back inside. And close the door. Is the door closed?
Just give me a second. As you close the door, you can hear a whirring in motion outside.
The fuck was that?
Well,
He will say that absolutely in character.
it appears that there's a potential that we're still on Aeon Gaia if we're at Valkros Heights.
And
Also,
maybe-
we'll also close the door after her.
Yeah, sure.
They're not there anymore.
And it appears that Arts Modar is still very much apparent.
It might be a different hold on. I'm going to open this door.
The western metallic door that is locked.
Oh, I'm going to ask Joseph to open this door. I think we're seeing visions. I mean, you know I don't command arts. It is fairly evident in our
No,
fight.
I trust you full well.
I don't know. Maybe he's been fooling you this whole time. He has blown up everyone with an ultimate at this point.
That is
Yeah, but
true,
he
but I
was.
did almost kill him myself.
Exactly. And Osa has killed me before.
Yeah, but that was mind control.
Am I opening the door or no?
Yep. Please. I
You
just want-
successfully
What?
unlock the door.
Why do you want to get in there?
I just want to test a theory.
Do you open it?
I'm going to ask Joseph to open it, specifically his hand.
Okay, I was just about to go hide in the corner, but I'll do that.
Alright. Joseph opens the door and it leads back into the middle room.
They're gone, just like the fell
What?
demons. We're seeing almost trials, or visions of what
Oh.
could be or has been in different realities. I think.
We already saw alternate versions of the Doctor and then Zara. So maybe whatever is creating this place, we're not exempt of it.
No, but why? I know.
Uh,
Sorry, go on.
well, when we were going to see Zamala, did you also see like different versions of yourselves
No.
surrounding you?
I don't think.
Because that was in the description when we entered the chamber, you know, guys.
Then yes.
I'm glad you remember my descriptions.
I try.
I think I missed that
I'll be
one.
sarcastic to the other fellas. I know you do, G.
Wait, which route? When was this?
When you first met, well, you say at first, you only met him once. When you went to meet Zamala and you were in that cylindrical chamber, I did say all around that area you saw different versions of yourselves from different professions and different classes. So you would see yourself as a warrior and whatnot. I also described different forms.
Oh no, yep, sorry. That was
Mhm.
never mind.
Because one of the versions I saw was that one, the one with the horn.
So is this a test? It seems like it's the worst versions of us.
I don't know, that one was pretty strong. Sounds good to me.
Hmm. And what is this thing? I know Joseph's itching to go to this chest, so you can go if you want.
Once a thief, always a thief.
To the south of the room, you will definitely see that there are 3 chests and 2 crates, though they are placed a bit untidily and could do with some cleaning. A similar golden dust effect can be seen coming off of their locks, which you would remember from the Holy Plain Cavern, when parts of that area did not fully form.
So locks haven't formed.
The locks haven't fully formed, no, so you're pretty sure you can just open them.
I tried to open all of them.
Well,
It
sadly,
can't
you only have 2 hands. I guess you could do one with your foot, but you can't open them all at once.
I didn't say at once. I just say I'm going to open all of them.
That would be pretty
Wow,
impressive. if you did,
greedy.
though.
Just gonna throw on haste and do it all quickly.
I'm already hasted.
Yeah. Okay, as you look across the containers, you will see several glasses, hats, wristbands, and vials.
I'll gently gather them all up and then go over to where Iskandar is and then lay them out gently and wait patiently.
You're probably going to go back and forth because there's a lot of glasses, and you don't want to have them all in your arms because some of them will kind of break the others just due to the weight.
Do
It's
you
like a
need me to-
little lost puppy just wanting to have a look at all the items he's found.
do you- Okay, it's gonna all see Joseph with like, you know, you're carrying like too much shopping, and you're like sort of wobbling about. I'm
No
gonna try
such
and
thing. I don't know what you're talking about.
There is no such thing. Yeah, I'll have a look at what he's got. What do you want me to roll?
You don't need to.
If you can't bring all the bags in at one time, you are a failure as a human being.
As you look over the items, you can identify that there are 4 glasses of magical understanding, a stone man's hand, 4 doc's hats, 2 platinum bangles, a mithril armlet, a turbo reefer, and a mega potion.
Iskandar says this is poison, I'll dispose of it, and drinks the turbo ether.
Alright.
In before you realise that you touch that spear and it immediately restores everything.
Oh, you know what? Yeah, that sounds about right. I forget what some of those things are.
I have a link
Stoneman's
to them if
hand,
you want.
I know is you can't use your hand for anything else, but you can put rings
yeah.
on multiple fingers.
I know Stone Man's and the Platinum one.
Platinum bangle, I believe, is extra health.
50 HP.
Yeah,
I know, because I got one.
I forget what the mithril armlet does though.
50 MP.
Oh, yeah.
Well, 25 MP, sorry.
Oh, okay. Doc's
Still
hat
good.
is auto potion, correct?
Yeah, order potion as long as you have a hand free.
You're currently in possession of another set of glasses of magical understanding, I believe, as well.
Yeah, they give detect magic and read magic without having to concentrate on them.
And then obviously you know what the turbo ether does, and then mega potion is just did, yes, correct. So we know what all these things do.
Yeah. I'm gonna. Should we just party loot this for now, unless anyone wants something specific?
I mean, you have come under the possession of several potions if anyone wants to have auto potion.
I know Doc's hat's good. I'll take one if no one else wants one. I don't think I've got anything on my head.
Yeah, I don't want any. There's 4 of them, so you can take one anyways. But I don't think I want one.
Oh, I have a circuit persuasion, but that's literally like nothing compared to that. Yeah, I'll definitely swap that over.
Does Joseph not normally have a hand free?
I do have my buckler equipped. I don't know if those will work together. If they
The buckler
don't,
the buckler lets your hand free. That's the main part of the buckler.
yeah. So then I would be able to use the stone man's hand.
Stoneman's hand as well as the dog's hat, but if you can't use both, it's either or.
Oh yeah, okay.
If you do have the Stoneman's hand, that does mean you're not going to be able to use alchemical items and scrolls unless you put away or drop your Falcata / Ifrit's blade.
Ooh, that's true.
Because the Stoneman's hand, you can't use it for anything. It's stiff, doesn't do anything. You can't use it for two-handing or anything.
Yeah.
But it lets you wear 3 rings on that finger.
Yeah, that's the thing. You remember my original intention for my weapon?
Just have all of the elements.
Yeah, or and there's other stuff that I could do too with that.
Yeah. Rings do encompass a lot, and that's one of the reasons why the Stoneman's hand exists, so you can have more.
I will consider it for now. I'm not going to put it on right now.
Okay, so I've put pretty much everything away except -1 Doc's hacks. Iskandar took it.
And
Yeah, if anyone is taking anything, just put it in the chat. But I think that's what it was.
And
He's gonna go to
Osa
the
can
left so he
take
can't type.
the mega potion to replenish the one that Joseph took.
Okay.
Okay. Should we look at this orb then?
Yeah, let's take a look, see what's going on.
These look like worlds. Or planes.
No, they're not.
No.
That's just designs of the shrine. The centerpiece does actually have that orb where there is lightning coming up from beneath and hitting into the bottom side of the sphere. And as you climb up the staircase, you can see a bit more closely. Set within the center of the floating sphere is a dark green crystal that looks similar to the others that you have acquired. You can roll a knowledge arcana, or you can just deduce what it is.
That's an inverted crystal, isn't it?
But what one?
Either water or earth are the only two left. So I'm gonna go with water.
All right.
I don't know.
Well, it'll be one of
I mean,
us.
is that what you believe? Yep, that's what you get the crit on. All right. You know that it is the inverse wind crystal.
Oh, wind. Okay. Wait, we didn't get wind before, did we?
You don't have a normal wind crystal, no.
Huh. Strange.
Just because that's the 4 you have doesn't mean that's the only 4 that exist.
That's true.
You just needed 4 because there was 4 of you.
Osa and Yuki, this one's gonna be on you guys. Who wants to take it?
Yuki's happy to.
Still haven't been upstairs.
That's true.
I'm fine
Yeah.
with us just being done with this place if we take the crystal now.
To be
That's
fair,
also true.
it might be worth going up the stairs before we leave, but please, I'm happy for it to go down to a vote.
I technically could go up there fairly quickly and see what's up there.
That's not safe.
Nah, let's
You're
do
not-
it.
You're not going on your own.
Oh, come on. He's quick, he can go visible, he'll be fine.
Let's check out upstairs before we take the crystal.
All right. Does the door unlock from this side? Or open?
You can
from
open this side, it's not been locked again, but yeah, you can just open it.
Alright, I'll open it.
Since Iskandar is BRB, I shall move him over. As you go to the staircase, I need everyone to give me a will save, please. Okay. As you get to the staircase, Everyone feels a itching at the back of their brain, giving them a very familiar sensation of having forgotten something. And to combine with that, everyone can see that Yuki is not out of breath because she doesn't need to breathe, but she is very tired. As Yuki, you are fatigued.
Yuki, everything okay?
Just tired.
I know it's been a long day, I think. I don't even know how long it's been since we last went to sleep, but we should be out of here soon.
Sure hope so.
As for your fatigue, it's more like muscle fatigue, as if you've been moving about a lot longer than you actually have. But as this occurs, aside from forgetting something, you also remember something, that you've already been up those stairs and there's something else to be found there.
Okay.
Tell the party that.
As you drag yourself back out of the room.
Yeah. Someone fancy giving me a piggyback?
I don't think I could give you a piggyback.
I might be able to carry you.
Yuki will gladly take the offer, and will hop on her back, but try not to impale herself with Osa's axe.
Or her armor spikes.
Yeah.
As you climb atop her, the shadow damage starts to hurt you.
You're not attacking me, so it should be fine.
I don't know.
That's when it
Yeah,
triggers.
you'll be fine. Yeah, you're
Yeah.
fine.
Joseph gets to the other room and is waiting for everybody else, and then as he sees that, he's like, "Oh, that's not fair."
I
Just
offered
get
to
on
carry
to,
you once and you said no.
Yeah, just get on top of Yuki's back.
Might be pushing it. She is wearing a full plate.
And how much is your strength?
A 6.
You'll be fine.
Thanks for the lift. As she
No
hops down.
worries.
Well, I guess I'll grab that crystal.
Don't we have
Are you
something that can
up
get
to
rid
it?
of
That should be okay.
that condition? I can't remember what it was called all of a sudden.
What, fatigued?
Yeah, don't we have something that can get rid of fatigue?
Chocolate.
What's
Also
that?
restore. The chocolate alchemical item or restore spell.
I feel like I
Oh,
might
I've
have
got a
that.
wand of restore. Would you like me to get rid of that for you, Yuki?
After she's already had a piggyback, right?
Shh.
Listen, I don't remember things all the
I've
time.
got a mega chocolate.
I mean, that's going a bit further than you need, but
If you've got that wand, it'll be appreciative. Yeah, but Joseph ran off, don't forget.
This is also true.
yeah, using that haste.
This is also a little bit higher than you need, but I'll give you one Restora.
Oh, well, I definitely feel up for it now. Thank you. Though, I'm sure your wife would have probably appreciated if you did that earlier. Thanks again.
I think she barely noticed your weight.
It was no trouble.
Yuki will appreciate the compliment. And will
All a part of the training.
attempt to grab the crystal.
Sorry about that.
You missed
Alright.
the piggyback ride.
You missed a
Wait,
piggyback ride.
There was a piggyback ride? What?
Yeah. Osa gave
Yeah,
Yuki a
what's the-
piggyback ride.
You have to
'Cause
watch the ward.
I became fatigued.
Oh no.
Don't worry, I
Okay.
fixed it after the piggyback ride.
As Yuki grabs out at the crystal, it will shake in her hand as the electricity around the sphere will die out. The sphere falls into the bowl as it makes a resounding dong noise, electricity cutting off instantly with several small sonic booms. The wind outside immediately stops to the point where it becomes eerily quiet, and a portal opens up to the west of the shrine, which you can easily recognize as your exit. That is what you have gained, Yuki.
Which crystal was it in the end?
Wind
Inverted
crystal.
wind.
Wind? Oh.
That's what I
what,
said.
and what was upstairs?
Nothing.
Ah,
You had
All right.
some memory loss, and Yuki became fatigued from exploring it.
oh, okay. And it's down here, sorry, the pool is.
West.
This one. Got you. Well then, let's get out of here.
Everyone will notice that there is a horrendous wind swirling around Yuki now.
So, did anything happen, or?
Well, I feel like I know a couple spells. Don't think I'll ever be able to cast them.
Spells?
You know one spell and you can use it.
I can tell you that I can use it.
What spell? No offense, Yuki, you're hardly magically inclined. It's the same with Joseph.
Called Winds of Vengeance.
Oh, I like that spell. That's a really good spell.
That's not fair. She gets to use her abilities.
Hey, you know all the fire spells. She only knows one spell.
Yes, but she can use the spell that she has. I can use some of the spells in a couple of levels, but not all of them.
Well, if it makes you feel any better, half of the effects she gained won't really help her.
That's good. Ha! Be useless as well.
I suppose it's just you now, Osa, for strange crystals. Let's get this over with. I want to go and see my family.
I want to sleep for real.
I miss grass.
I miss air.
You don't need air. Also, there is an atmosphere here.
Yeah, but it's not the same.
It doesn't have that crisp taste of material plane oxygen.
Hey, I just thought of something. If I were to use the mithril armlet, would I be able to actually have an MP pool and start casting spells, or do I have to have an MP pool for that to increase it?
It grants you MP to your maximum MP pool. You don't have an MP pool, so you would need one.
Okay, so I can't use it yet.
No.
I mean, look, when you do, because I've got an armlet, which I need at the moment, just in case.
The lightning one.
Yeah.
Anywho, portal time.
Jester, do you need me to explain any of those things in the handout for you?
I'm just reading some of them now, and then I'll let you know if I have any questions.
Alright. Okay. With the inverted wind crystal in essence, because it's not going to be in hand, you move towards the portal and are whisked away. Your bodies transmute into beams of light yet again, colourful in design and very comforting to the dangerous locales you have been in thus far that may have felt more monochromatic and dark. As you travel away from the plane of time, you feel a wave of safety wash over you, as you are no longer under the direct, watchful gaze of Zamala, though you'll know that he will always be watching over everything. Just now, you're just a plane away rather than inside of his. With the elemental wind crystal, or at least the inverse variant, now in your possession, it floats alongside the inverted crystals of fire and lightning. They dazzle around you as they come with you, though you're unsure why they form up in this way and not around you, nor when you call for them, they do not come to you. It's possible, since you're heroes of light, they have a sort of rivalry with you, but they're still aiding you in a fashion, though others not aiding as much, as you picked up the wrong type. As you are shifted between the planes, you all feel yourselves fully healed, possibly through Minerva's hand, as she has done so before. You all go to full health and MP and have your daily resources renewed, which is probably going to annoy Iskandar after drinking that Turbo Ether. Hey, he's only done it twice, to be fair.
Look, it tasted good, alright? I thought we were going to die.
And as you get further and further away from the plane of time, memories of what you had seen there flash through your mind's eye. The paths you could have taken and the people you could have become, from simple farmers to completely different classes, and even meeting different people. Osa in particular saw what would have happened if she had never met the people she had in her journey, and the rest of you are left wondering if those other possibilities may have been a better outcome. Regardless of what you believe to be true, the path you are set on continues to go forwards and has not been cut off with your early deaths, or at least deaths that you cannot come back from. It is now a mystery as to which is your next plane destination. There are plenty of inner spheres and outer spheres, though you have only really gone through the inners so far. As your lights dart around the whole of creation, you can see all of the different coloured spheres off into every direction. Though direction's a bit weird in space. This isn't really space, it's the just all of matter rather than space. It's the space outside of the space. Now, as you feel yourselves drawn to another locale, I need everyone to give me a will save.
I don't have my creature. It's not letting me click on it.
Good thing you have character sheets.
Just while we're doing this, I don't think any buffs affect this, but is there anything that would have stopped just so I can take it out?
All of the buffs would have gone off.
Cool.
Okay. As you're moving through the planes, you continue to feel the itchiness at the back of your brain. Even though currently you're made of light, you still have a sort of spatial awareness of your physical body. And I shall whisper the people that it has relevance to. Aside from the forgetfulness of your brains and the knowledge slowly taking over more of your brain, Your beams of light continue onwards to their next destination, though something aberrant happens yet again. Unlike with the plane of time, you feel your essence being pulled apart, reformed, and thrown around. All of the spheres in your view disappear out of sight, or it's possible that you have been moved. An instant happens later as you find yourselves within a new plane.
Shit, it's the Kool-Aid plane.
As you find yourselves within an endless vast of pink hues, the space you find yourself in seems not hostile, not accommodating. It seems very plain. There's nothing outwardly harming you, though you feel uneasy in this area. As you look around, each of your multicolored forms starts to form back into their humanoid designs. Though, with your memories getting hazy over time, everyone looks slightly different. It's hard to put to words, but you're pretty sure everyone has changed in some form.
Can I make perception checks to see if I can figure out what specifically is different?
You don't remember.
Oh, okay.
We were always like this, right?
Sounds right to me.
I mean, what... Do we know out of character what's different about us?
No.
Okay. Do you have any idea what plane this is?
As you look around, it seems to have a similar design to the plane of time, though you're pretty sure you've never read or been taught about this plane.
This must be the last one. Well, here's hoping. I wonder who we're going to encounter this time.
There's only one way to find out.
We don't have a choice in this, do we? We just sort of get thrown towards a plane. We don't fly there.
Pretty much.
Have we figured out what plane this is yet?
No, we just said that, like, we were never taught about this plane. We don't know. It's similar to the plane of time, but that's it.
Boy, here we go.
Is this the plane of Damala's brother?
Yeah?
Damn.
He's a part of the Yakuza, so you might not want to get on his bad side.
A Yakuza plane does sound pretty insane, but yeah. Anyway.
As you contemplate what this plane is, or who's the next person you're going to meet, the silence of this plane starts to slowly be filled in with a chorus of words. It comes from both man and beast, and from those, you're unsure of their accent or whatever they're making sound with, but your brain seems to process it in a way you understand, and you're pretty sure you can understand all languages in this instant. The chorus of words can be only deciphered as people asking something. However, it's hard to pick them apart. As it becomes louder and louder, there are millions upon millions of voices cascading around you, asking you things, as it becomes deafening.
We're still beams of light right now, aren't we?
You're in your physical forms, you're just floating in the plane right now.
Okay, yeah, I am absolutely trying to cover my ears up.
Same here. Ah, can you hear this?
How can I not? Stop asking.
This isn't boding well for the whole not being gods thing.
What is this? The plane of sound? The plane of why?
Ain't nothing but no. Are Yuki and Osa good?
Oh no, they're dead.
No,
It's
he looks to
very
be suffering
loud.
as much as Iskandar and Joseph are.
It's not even
Uh,
something you can block out. It's just loud.
Yeah, Iskandar pulls his ears off and then realises he can still hear it, so he puts it back on. It's like it's coming straight into my head.
Are they prayers?
I can't. We can't filter it out, can we?
No, there are millions and millions of voices. It just sounds like noise. You can tell they're asking something, but that's about it.
I don't know.
Iskandar, can you cast silence or something?
What, on the plane?
Pull a quarter out of your pocket or whatever. A gill, whatever.
Don't think there is an AoE silence.
There are, but I don't know if you know them.
I don't think I do. I think they're off my list.
I think they're illusionist spells.
Yeah. I could put an anti-magic field,
Yeah, sounds good to me.
but I don't know. Yeah, I don't know how it's going to affect us.
At some point, he's trying to be discreet about it, but you all got that we all have ridiculous perception. Nosa's gonna like try to touch her forehead, just to make sure there isn't a warning there, or a beginning of one.
Yeah, that's understandable. I'm not going to say anything about that.
As you feel around for a horn or a bump, you don't find anything abnormal.
Can I check if any of us have become evil overlords in the last?
Well, you have, according to those Vel demons.
I'm an old
And you
man.
went along with it so easily as well. It's almost as if it was true.
Yeah, I've got practice. So what, do we just get bombarded by this until we leave? Who's bringing us here anyway? If Minerva's not in control anymore, who's sending us these planes?
I doubt Zamala cares now that we're not in their plane.
Well, I think he sent us here. And if he didn't, then someone did. It certainly wasn't our goddess.
Are we already on the surface of the plane? Or
You're currently floating amongst the plane. Doesn't seem to be much of a physical design, similar to how the time plane was.
looking around, is there anything that could work as a landmark? Anything that looks different from the surrounding area otherwise? That
There are
stands out.
there are some brighter segments of pink, but no real landmarks to speak of. As everyone debates on their next course of action, a prevailing thought, or at least outwardly said desire from a lot of you, is to have the voices stop or to contain them somehow. And almost as if reacting to your spoken command or taken from your head, the plane starts to shift and swirl. The pink hues form into solid objects as they create large glowing doors. Leaving behind black space, it hardens and flows round, creating a floor that your feet echo as they step across. Several lights prevail in the darkness as they give light to a almost black abyss, as you have created, or the realm has created, a corridor of doors. the horrendous million-style voices that surrounded you and invaded your heads quietens down, though they are now but a muffled noise, seemingly held back by the doors. And as you look at the doors, they seemingly are unmoving and keeping back the noise. But every time you look at a specific door, it starts to shake and vibrate as if reacting to your acknowledgement of it. And as you are surrounded by these doors, you feel as if you'll take some time to fully identify them, as we shall have our break here.
So we're definitely not in Kingdom Hearts, right?
Just let me bring out my dark side, and then we can fight that. You gotta finish it with a finisher move, though.
Oh yeah, obviously.
Should be good.
Okay. So, now that you find yourselves in this area, what do you guys do?
I guess we just head down the path a little bit.
Well, now that we've got these doors compartmentalized, can we look at one or two maybe and just hear what they're saying?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I was going to suggest.
Yeah.
Iskandar, as you think about looking at one of the doors and just look at them, you can see that as you look at the door, as I said before, it shakes violently as you do so, as if you're giving it acknowledgement, and you can hear the voices behind it a bit clearer and louder. The one you're currently looking at seems to have a feminine voice behind it as they are asking you something, but you're pretty sure you need to open the door to hear it fully.
I will just explain to the party that it seems like we can interact with these, maybe like snippets, but, well, I don't really know what they are. Joseph, do you want to... I take it Joseph said, like, I want to have a look. I'll just say to him, do you want to look at yours? I'm curious, but I'm also aware of the danger.
Yeah, sure. I'll take a look. I'll be the guinea pig again.
Oh, no, I'll open mine. I was saying, do you want to look at a different one?
What? I can't hear you.
Is Joseph going to the door that Iskandar was looking at?
I'm going to this door over here. I don't know if it's the one he's looking at or not. There you go. Different.
Okay, I'll do Iskandar's door. Are you opening it up?
Yes.
Okay.
I'm preparing a cast of death.
Sadly, you can't prepare spells outside of combat.
Motherfucker. Alright.
As you open up the door, it's almost as if you're peering through a window or maybe even a painting, but one that moves. Opening the door reveals the sight of a mother with her elbows on a child's bed as the child is sleeping. You're looking into what seems to be a lower class room as the window kind of shakes about and the wind opened up, letting in a breeze. As you could hear the woman praying. Please, to anyone who can hear me up there, cure my child's illness. Everything we've used doesn't work. As you can hear her, you can feel your body become a bit lighter as it glows slightly, and you know you have the power to change something.
Shit. Yeah, this will probably pull a... I mean, Iskandar's not good or evil, but he does have a family connection, so he'll attempt to... I think the only way he would know is to try and cast a spell on this child. I don't know how that works mechanically, but he'd try and cure it.
As you raise up your hand to try and cast a spell, you feel as if this newfound power you have washes over the child. Their skin is flushed with colour, and the sweat from their brow is swept away. The child wakes up and speaks to his mother as she wraps him in a heavy hug. Your heart is light as you feel as if you've done a good deed. However, The knowledge in your brain shows you visions of what your action does. You know that if the child had not been healed by you, they would have died from their illness. However, this in turn caused the mother to adopt another. The child she adopted changed into a hunter, and through his actions, he saved several lives. Now that you've healed this child, that hunter was never adopted, and those people he would have saved are now dead.
See, it's causality. And he'll kind of go back through with the knowledge of that.
Does Joseph open up his door?
Yes, please.
As you open up the door, similar to Iskandar, you're peering through a window or a painting that moves. As you look into a dreary back room of possibly a tavern or maybe a larger establishment. Several tables are lined up with mountains of gil on each of them, people playing with cards or dice. You focus on one man who is fiddling with a coin between his fingers. He's not speaking outwardly, but you can hear his thoughts. If I don't win this hand, it's all gonna go to the shits. I'll lose the house, lose everything. God damn it, Naldfall, if you're up there, give me a hand, would you? As you hear this voice, your body becomes light and you can notice a glow around you. As you know, you can alter him.
Oh boy. Consequences. This guy could be just a gambler who wastes all of his money on gambling, and I don't know. Oh, this is hard. I choose not to help.
You choose not to help, and the glow slowly fades. The knowledge in your minds grows larger as you can speak into the future. The man indeed loses his hands at his game. He loses what money he has, as well as the house he has. However, as he is left homeless, a group of knights pass by his town, and one of them, feeling rather generous, takes the beggar along. The man then enters into the service of a church and learns healing magic, at which point he gives more good to the world, though you're never going to know what would have happened if you had helped him at that hand at that table.
Okay then.
Also, just to make it clear, if Yuki and Osa are watching these happen, you can also see the glow and you can also see through the doors.
Well, that was weird.
Yes, I don't know what you did, Iskandar, but I was basically given a choice to interfere or not, and by interfering, I don't know what would have happened, but I chose not to interfere, which caused a chain of events that eventually led to a man becoming a healer in a group of knights or paladins or something of the like.
I was confronted with a choice I didn't know I was making, but it was save one life or save many. I chose one. I think these are all... Because I take it the glow, like we could see it as well, it wasn't just other people.
Yeah, it's a visible glow that surrounds your body. It's not currently on you now.
Yeah. These are all prayers. All of them. Like what you were saying before, I think Osa said it. They're all prayers waiting to be answered by someone or something. I didn't get a name with mine. Did you get a name with yours, Joseph?
No, I just got the choice to change.
They did say a name. They said Naldfall.
Yeah, they said Naldfall, which was the name of the deity of commerce or something like that. It's the one that
Naldfall
Joseph's
was the
family.
trader. Yeah, he does have the portfolio of commerce, as well as merchants and trade and whatnot.
Yeah, it's the deity that my family followed. I don't know if they do anymore.
So these are all prayers, though. We'd probably best not opening all these doors. I know some of you were morally inclined to do the right thing, but I don't think we had the right. What I did there wasn't necessarily intentional, it just tugged at my heartstrings.
As
And
you
how
talk,
about-
with, as you talk with one another, you peer over their shoulder as your eyes dart to another door. It bangs loudly as if someone's actually slamming their fists at it. Let me in! God damn you all, let me in!
That's different.
Which door is that?
It's on.
Yeah, I opened that.
Yeah, I was going to say the same thing.
You're not opening it, but you're approaching it?
No, I'll open it as well. He said he's going to open it, but I
No, I
also
said I'm not opening it.
Yeah, his controller said he wasn't.
Oh, okay. Wait, why not?
We're in an extra dimensional space where we can answer prayers. If something's banging on that door, are they even going to be able to survive here?
I don't know.
As you talk about what your action should be with the door, you can hear a blood-curdling scream as the banging on the door stops.
See? I'll just keep moving.
I don't like this place. It makes me feel more powerful and more helpless than I've ever felt before at the same time.
Maybe that's the truth of divinity.
As you go down the corridor of doors, you can continue to hear prayers on the left and the right. Some asking for help with a hand at cards, others for what to put into their baking. Some are mundane, some are perilous, and some have far-reaching consequences that you're unsure of what they are until you enact upon them. One such prayer that Joseph may be able to pick out is someone is calling to the gods of the lake for aid.
That sounds familiar. Where's this door at?
There.
I guess I'll open it.
You open up the door as it leads into Stone Shore. You can see a man fiddling around with some pieces of wood and arrowheads. He seems to be trying to stick them together, as you can also see a bow by his side. Gods help me, I need to get these ready. If we don't go hunting, we're just gonna not have enough food. Someone's just gonna have to go hungry. And you can roll perception. As you look around the scene of Stone Shore, you know he is nearby one of the forests. However, you can get a good enough look at the village, and you're pretty sure this is rather recent, if not happening right now. You recognize all the buildings, especially your estate, and all the people that have been affected by Titan Backbreaker, and even the weapons show the signs after that fact.
So then it looks like he's getting ready to go hunting to feed the people of Stone Shores. Is that what I'm getting at?
That's a good enough assumption, yes.
I will choose to help this one.
As your body glows, you wave your hands as you make it simple for the man to be able to attach the arrowheads to the sticks. It's that weird occurrence of when you try to put something on top of something and it normally takes the third try, but instead, the first time he puts it on, it just snaps into place as if it was luck. The man smiles as he's able to fix the arrowheads to his sticks, and he goes off to hunt. Your knowledge expands as you can see into the future. The man is able to hunt a sizable quarry, and he is paid heavily by your mother for the items to make some casserole. Aside from that, nothing horrendous happens. It seems the man's life goes through normally. You don't notice any adverse effects onto anyone else, aside from the monsters he had slain.
That one at least seemed harmless. It also seemed like it was now rather than in the past or the future. It seemed like something that was going on relatively near this timeline, at least. Things that we have changed and put into place, like my house being built, that's already been done, and it seemed rather new, so don't think that it's too far away from what's going on right now.
As you are discussing the door that Joseph had interacted with, everyone can hear another prayer off towards the right. Please, let Iskandor's day be easy and that he survive another.
Shit.
Was that one of your family members?
Do I recognise the voice?
Yes, your wife's voice.
Motherfucker. Alright. Why are we getting these? Then I'll head towards the door unless someone else wants to do it.
I was gonna say, if you don't help yourself in this situation, that would be kind of weird. Granting your wife's prayer is essentially helping us, isn't it?
I suppose. Strange that we're getting such a direct line. All of our previous things have been in the past. This seems like it's, as you say, live. And I'll open the door.
As you open the door, you peer into the sight of your lover/wife. I can't remember if you actually did marry, but I know it's just you had children. I don't remember anything in here about a wedding. But you can just see that she's going about her daily duties, and to what you can tell, she is safe. And the prayer is just one you can't interact with. It's just there. She is just praying that you are safe. And
He's
you
just
can roll
happy to
perception.
see her. Nah, I was going to say, he's just dead happy to see her, because that's the seen her in a long time.
Looking at the nearby area as well as upon your wife, it looks like this is rather recent, if not happening right now.
This is strange. But she's not in danger, is she? Like, there's no...
Nope. She's just going about her daily duties and offering up a prayer to make sure you're safe.
Iskandor, try to send, comforting vibes or something like that. Like a warm hug.
Iskandor wiggles his fingers, I guess.
As you raise up your hand, a small gust of wind blows past Nephirim as it moves her hair. She looks around as if she feels something is there, but continues onwards.
At least she's safe. And I'll kind of float back through the door or walk through, whatever we're doing.
You can walk.
Yeah, and close it. That was strangely refreshing.
That was nice.
I'm not all gears and bolts, I promise you.
As you continue moving, you'll also hear another prayer up to the left that may have some relevance to Yuki, as someone is seemingly praying to Bahamut. Esther?
Yuki?
Sorry, I missed that.
Esther?
Say it again.
I said as you're moving through the hallway, everyone can hear another prayer, though it's most likely going to have some relevance to Yuki, as someone is praying to Bahamut.
Which door would it be?
This one.
Yuki will approach the door and just listen carefully out for what the prayer is.
You gotta open the door to hear the prayer.
She will
You gotta-
open the
yeah.
door.
Opening up the door leads you to the side of a dark and dreary cave. Drops of water hit against the floor, as well as a concerning amount of blood from a severed arm. A man is facing off against a beast within a cave, seemingly a direwolf with some strangely draconic designs, scales in parts where fur should be, and a segmented tail. The man is surely to lose this fight, as he prays under his breath as he holds onto his sword with his final arm. Bahamut, see me through this fight. Give me this victory as a reward for my efforts. Your body becomes light and glows as you know you can alter him.
Yuki would like to help the man.
As you raise up your hand, the blood stops flowing, and as the beast charges, it's almost as if your knowledge of swordsmanship goes into the man. He deflects a claw, and you shift his blade to the point where the beast will fall upon it with its maw. He pierces through the head, and the beast is slain. The man is stood aghast as his prayer was answered. Knowledge fills your head as you peer into the future. However, it seems that the man became complacent, being gifted power by a deity. The next job he took on was even stronger, as he found himself empowered by a god. And the next time he went out, he did not return.
Was that caused by me? Did I make him feel like he was stronger than he actually was? And although I helped him at his current time, he ended up paralyzing anyway.
It's the nature of a miracle. People think it'll happen again.
Did you get any sort of indication of what would have happened if you hadn't interfered?
I could just assume he would have died there and then. The direwolf would have just slain him.
Well, from me doing those doors, I know that the knowledge kind of tells you what would have happened if you didn't interfere, but it doesn't tell you anything if you don't interfere.
You simply get told the other outcome. The choice is yours. There's no way of knowing.
Well, if only for a short while. His life would have potentially extended, at least beyond that cave.
You can all then hear a cheering group, and not exactly a normal prayer, but they are making a song. In their song, they give out words to the gods above and whatever would listen, as the group is apparently going on an adventure, and through this song, they are asking for aid in their journey.
Does anybody want to look at that one?
Not for me.
I feel like most of the lesson here is if you leave well enough alone, things will just continue to be better than if you had interfered. Most of the time.
We do have a history of interfering for the better, though. If you hadn't stopped Zara the Troll Queen or the Manor of Deraganar, the world would be very different. likewise Titan Backbreaker of the weapons. If we'd simply let be, it'll be a very different place.
I just wish we knew what our actions would be, or what our actions would cause before we took them. There's just no way to know.
That's true of anyone, though.
That's just the nature of how things are.
Exactly. There is no known path. Not for us. I don't think for anyone, really.
I guess the best we can do is make our decisions based off of what's going on and try to pick what's best for ourselves and everybody else around us.
Do you not interact with the door with the troop behind it then?
Do we recognize any of those voices?
They seem to belong to Moogles and Taru, but none that you would remember.
I just want to take a look at them. Where do I need to go?
Oh, that is the wrong thing. There.
I'll just take a look and see what's going on. I'm not going to give a blessing or anything like that. I'm just going to look and see.
As you open up the door, it shows onto a panning shot as it follows a group of 2 Moogles and 2 Taru. They are seemingly geared with the basic adventuring gear for their classes. We are going to beat the monsters. Yes, we are, Kupo! Yes, we are, Kupo! They continue chanting as they go across a road, and it seems they're off to go hunting for a beastie. Your body glows, and you know you can give them aid.
Can I drop a Kupo nut to Joseph and tell him to drop it in there? They just magically find it.
I can try. Are you going to hand me one?
Yuki hands a Kupo nut over to Joseph.
All right, and I will try to push it through the doorway.
You push the Koopa nuts through the doorway. As the nut glistens with a bright light, it falls from the sky in front of the Moogles and Taru. They are stopped in their walk as they look at the nut and they look around. Where did it come from, Kupo? Maybe from the trees? Are these Koopa nut trees? If that's the case, Kupo, think of the riches. One of the Moogles takes up the Koopa nut and looks it over. Cracking it open, he eats the inside, as you can see his body start to glow. As you realize that through handling the Koopa nut, you have granted that particular creature some mythic power. I feel strong, Kupo.
Oops, and I shut the door. Hopefully that wasn't a mistake.
I mean, Moogles love Kupo nuts.
I think that one liked it a bit too much.
There's no end to how much a Moogle will go for a nut. It's why I always carry them on me.
That's something we're gonna have to circle back to. Let's keep moving.
As you continue moving, you feel as if the corridor continues onwards and onwards. However, alongside the doors and the noise, you can see someone else has made their way here, as a robed figure is on his knees in front of the door.
Do we recognize them at all?
He is fully wrapped in bandages, topped with a hat, so no.
Right, everyone stand back.
Excuse
I'm
me?
gonna blow him up.
It's not like a iconic representation of one of the deities or something like that?
No, he looks very similar to the robed individuals you found before that had similar knowledge to you. And as you get closer, you can recognize that he is crying.
Are you okay?
No. Whatever I do, whatever I don't do, something bad happens. If I help a child, a man dies. If I give food to someone, they become complacent. If I don't aid a church, it gets burned to the ground. What's the right answers? Do I do something or I don't?
I guess the right answer is to never intervene in the first place. The less you know,
This isn't the place for
better off.
guessing. I've guessed and I've guessed, but it keeps coming up wrong. You say don't do something, but if I don't do something, people still die.
So who's to say that you should govern that choice? Why should it be you?
I have this power. Someone gave me the power. I can help, but I keep making the wrong choice.
There is no right or wrong choice. It's just a choice.
Why give it to me? Why am I tormented with the ability to see into people's lives? I can see them grow up, I can see them turn to ash, I can see them kill others, I can see them heal them. It's not the place for me. It should be somebody else.
I take it this is like the people we've seen before, the ones that have been following the path.
Yes. You can see his eyes and the skin around it's kind of like peeled away. But his knowledge is further progressed than the others. You don't think he's mad, but
No.
he may be a bit insane from having to be a deity and not knowing what way to go.
You have to take a stance. This a choice you've made. You've been following the path of your own volition. Well, maybe you haven't, but you're here now.
Took this path. I thought I could help people, but the handful I've saved, I've killed hundreds, thousands. I can see what happens to them. And I can't take this. Take my power, take the knowledge, I don't want it.
Well, we don't want yours. Well, I don't want yours. I don't know what you
Do
guys
we
want.
even know how to take knowledge away from him?
As far as you know, there's no way to take that knowledge away.
Listen, man, the only way that we're going to get that knowledge out of your head is for you to not be alive anymore. And I don't think you want that either.
I don't know what to do.
That's why we're still mortals. We don't know what to do. We don't have the knowledge or the foresight or the wisdom to make choices like this. I don't know if anybody should be making choices like this. Free will, isn't it?
The robed individual stands up as he tears off his hat. You can see the brain through his skull just like the others. I want out. Get me out of this damn corridor! He then starts to punch the door in front of him. You hear the cracking of his knuckles and the breaking of whatever skin he has left as blood is smeared across the door.
That won't get you out. We don't even know how to leave. You can't just walk into there and stay. Well, I don't know that, but I'm assuming that's the case.
There has to be a way. I got here. I can leave. He takes a hold of the handle and throws open the door with his good hand. He moves his other over the image as he smears blood across it. droplets falling through the painting and into the world. It drops in front of what you can assume to be a tavern. Nobody notices it, but as the man continues to pour at the painting, more blood goes through. The patrons, some of them noticing it, thinking it's a leaky roof. Hey, Tabitha, you might want to patch that up? Why can't they hear me? Why can't I get through?
I'm gonna pull him away.
You can easily pull him away. He does resist as he throws out his hands and legs towards the painting. Just let me go. I want to go home.
Believe me, if we knew a way to get out of here, we would let you know. But you're not going through those doorways. The best thing you can do is stop paying attention to them and try to keep walking. See if you get to the end.
Hey, has somebody been who's been having a bar brawl in here? The painting continues playing as the doors shut on their own. I've been walking for so long. This place never ends. But hey, where did you come from?
Oh.
We share knowledge, but you're not from my group.
I point back towards the way we came from. Right over there. We just showed up about 5 minutes ago, 10 minutes ago, something like that. Time's weird.
Do you let go of the man?
No, I've got a firm hand on his shoulder, keeping him away from the doors.
Alright. He moves one hand to the other as he starts cracking his fingers back into place. If you were able to get in, there's still probably a way out. It's not just me and more people can come here. There's an exit somewhere. What were you gonna ask?
I was asking, is his body healing over time, or is it just
not particularly? He can put his bones back into place so he can move everything, but he still has a lot of pierced skin.
Okay. He wasn't fixing himself, he was just relocating his dislocated joints.
Yeah.
Why don't you walk with us? We'll see if we can find the end together.
Okay. Maybe your voices can drown out theirs.
I'll move him over towards the middle of the walkway. And then I'll try to think real hard about getting out of this place and see if that does anything while I'm walking forward.
The robed individual walks with a slump. He kind of has his upper back creaked down with his arms just kind of flopping there.
You doing all right physically there?
I can always complain, but where's complaining gotten me? I don't need to eat, I don't need to sleep, I don't need to breathe. I'll live. But this life, I don't want it. Can I trade it for something else?
The only trade I know how to give you is death, my friend, so...
Do you remember how you ended up here? What started you on this path, I guess? You and your group?
One day we all get a itchiness at the back of our brain. We all then knew where we needed to walk. Eventually, I think we found, or maybe we made portals. We left, went to a bright place, to a hot place. And then I was here, but none of my allies were here.
Hey, wait.
As you
Is that by
continue
your
down the
allies?
hallway, you do see another robed individual. However, this one is a lot more composed. Surrounding him in almost a semicircle is pieces of parchment and open books. He is frenziedly scribbling with his inkwell and quill into them, making notes. And he was also seemingly talking to himself.
Hello there.
He kind of shrugs his shoulder as if he's waving with it rather than using his hand. No time, no time. If I do this, then that happens. So if I do this instead of doing that, and then change it so it's like this. He continues scribbling into his book.
Is this one of yours? I'll be referring to the traveller, to the other one.
No. It's weird he wears the same, I was about to say clothing. Wait, why am I wearing bandages? The man who's with you starts peeling back the bandages. What? I don't remember this.
We've forgotten things along the way as well.
Oh, yeah. Nice for you to forget things, but you still have your skin.
I wonder why that is.
Just to make sure, I start checking underneath my clothing and seeing if I got all my skin still.
Yeah, you're fine. Aside from maybe some scars, you're good.
Maybe it has something to do with the way we got here. I think your little group of people got here differently than we did.
It may be because they have a different sponsor.
Do you remember what you were doing before you got the itch?
I was in a cave or a mine. I was in some type of interior dark location. But no, the itch and everything since then has been more important. As you are discussing with the robot individual, one that is making notes has almost a eureka moment. He stands up and opens up the door as he looks inside. Okay, so there's a man, there's two men. Okay, so book 3. He then leans back, picks up another book, and flips through the pages. Okay, so 2 men. Yep, 2 men. Scenery is forest. Page 208. Okay. Okay. 2 men. Forest. They are asking for Shiva. Yes. Okay. So he continues to study his book and the scene of the painting, almost as if he has made notes of a lot of different outcomes.
This one must have been studying these for a long time, judging by the books.
I wonder if he's trying to make it through this whole place, making the quote-unquote correct decisions.
I think that's the point, but if we watch this, I think we'll find out there aren't any.
The road man then begins to glow, and he starts to wave his hand around. The scene in front of him changes, and he waits for a few seconds. He then jumps and fists the air. Got it! Yes, that is... Okay, so, I need book, parchment 18. He then picks up a long parchment and puts down a tally note. Okay, that is 387 versus 564. Okay. It's still not this. I'm getting there. He then closes the door as the scene ends.
How's it going?
The man turns to you briefly before putting down his parchment and picking up another book to adjust it. Newcomers. Well, I'm making a formula. You know what you're here. You know what formulas are. Just making sure that I get everything correct. The first 200, I bloody failed. People keep dying. Hopefully, someone else can use this to make sure people don't stop dying.
How accurate is your formula now?
Well, trial and error is mostly error until it's forever good. But the formula is a bit slow. I've got so many books. I need to have more writing utensils and parchment. I only have so much. I was a librarian before this, I think, so I had a lot on me. But so far, since I've nailed down books 1 through 9, everything in book 1 through 9 has seemingly had a 90% chance of being correct.
How catastrophically bad are the 10% that do fail?
Save one person, 8 die, kill one person, 100 die, don't let someone do something, which means famine occurs, make someone do something so that famine occurs. There's a lot of famines in here. There's a lot of people running away from home, and he then continues on listing different outcomes.
And have you seen any kind of stoppage? You say you've done over 200 of these.
200 since I've got this formula down. I'm close to 900 trials. I think just over 900 trials now.
Fantastic. So we're in an infinite corridor of misery.
Maybe infinite. I stopped walking. I'm just using this door over and over. If I use another door, I don't know if my formula will work.
I see.
Oh, actually, there's a new one. He then turns around and opens up the door, revealing a different scene. Oh, this one. I hate this one. Okay, so there's a group. Groups. He continues looking for his note and into the scene.
Let's move on, unless the rest of you have any questions for our learned friend here. I get the impression staying still isn't the objective.
I don't think so either. I just don't know what we're supposed to do here now. I don't really feel like we should be interfering.
Oh, sir? Yuki? Are you holding up all right back there?
It's not a lot to take in.
I was just being very distracted, looking very distracted and in her own head ever since we got to this plane. Now that you actually look at her.
Okay.
I will go over to Osa, and I will just stare at her until she actually looks up and looks me in the eye.
It's gonna take a moment. She's kind of looking at her feet a lot. She eventually kind of jolts a little when she realizes you're right there. Oh. Hey.
Welcome back. What's going on?
Is this what it's like for them too? The deities, the gods?
Possibly.
Is this what they go through?
I don't know what they go through. It could be something like this. It could be something completely different.
I can still hear them.
They're still making noise.
Even when not the doors. They're in my head.
Wait, what?
Yeah, Iskander will turn around at this.
Even before they became loud, I can still hear them.
So the doors aren't blocking anything for you?
No, it started before we got here, when we left the previous place.
So you got them first. Yuki, can you hear them too? Or Joseph, I can't say I am.
No, I don't really hear anything unless it's one or two at a time, and like I don't get anything unless I go up to the door and actually like listen into what's going on behind it.
Can't
So-
say it's much different for me.
Oh, so you're saying that even when the doors are closed, you're hearing everything?
Well, I don't know if it's everything. It's not as loud as it was when we got here. But they're still there. I can still hear them. I don't know if I could make them out individually, but they're just there.
I wonder if this has anything to do with the rest of us having crystals.
Maybe. You know, this Hero of Light thing isn't everything it was cracked up to be. Let's see if we can get you that crystal then. Get those voices out of you. And it's going to all start sort of wandering away.
It's gonna be crazy.
Crystals. Wait. I was a miner. Why am I here? The man who you've been traveling with starts talking to himself.
Did you dig up strange crystals, Bandage Man?
Bandage Man. When did I get that name? Okay.
But I don't know his actual name.
Why are you speaking to me in the second person?
I don't know your name.
Okay. My name is Lorne.
Lorne, then. You say you're a miner. Did you excavate strange crystals? Were you researching them? Or were you simply working a mine?
I remember I was mining in a mine. I don't know if it was for crystals, but I know we hit crystals. I remember being happy about it. Crystals are worth a lot of money. I don't know why I wanted money, though. Why did I want money?
Question I ask myself every day. But there's always an answer for it.
Food, housing, shelter of any kind, water, basic necessities.
Money can be power.
I think I had shelter and food, and pretty sure I had money to spare. Why was I mining for crystals?
Have an even easier life. To
Or
provide
maybe
for someone else.
To help somebody else.
Or maybe you wanted more power, more money. Maybe the gems were something you wanted to use, take advantage of.
Someone else?
Maybe somebody was sick and you didn't have enough to cover, but you had enough to be maybe not opulent, but comfortable in your life.
I don't know anyone. There was me in the cave, mining crystals, with my 3 friends? Was there anyone else?
We've encountered... I'm trying to work it out in my head now. We've encountered, if we're including the You too, 6 of your kind before. Four of which were completely insane, and then the 2 of you, which seem fine.
Well, I don't think I was always fine. I think when I got here, I thought with a bit more clarity. He then looks at his fist that's still bleeding. A bit more clarity. I remember being angry at one point. I was hungry, but I don't need to eat. Did I eat something?
I take it you kept having blackouts and foul tastes in your mouth. And the feeling you've forgotten something.
I'm always thinking like I've forgotten something. I only just came to realize I used to be a miner. Not sure how I got these spells. He then kind of like wiggles his fingers and produces some ruin, but he's not casting it.
Do you remember touching these crystals? Being imbued with power of arcane or elemental nature?
Hard to say. I don't think I... Well, I would have had to touch them to take him out and move him around, but I don't have any on me. He then kind of like fumbles around for pockets, then realizes he doesn't have any pockets. I don't have anywhere I could keep them. I can't say the crystals are anything more than money.
Do you remember what type of crystal they were?
They were white and grey, I think.
I assume you weren't just digging up salt crystals. These must have had some kind of real value.
I'm pretty sure they had value more than just seasoning food. As you continue walking down the hallway, trying to block out some of the prayers on the left and right, one of them does speak out in more of a way of something that you'd want to keep mind of, as you can hear the name Osa being prayed upon.
Oh boy, where's that one at?
Well, it just freezes and turns to look at the door.
Do you want to look at it?
Does it seem similar to Iskandar that somebody's praying about Osa or for Osa? Is that something I can distinguish from outside?
Or to Osa?
You can't really distinguish too much. It's rather quiet from a prayer, so the door blocks it out. You can just make out that they're saying your name.
Kind of in a daze, she walks over to the door and opens it.
As you open up, it looks into the scene of what looks like a very modest dining room. A table is set up with 2 chairs and a small stool. At the stool is a small bowl filled with soup. Sitting atop the 2 chairs are 2 Burmesians. They are praying over their meal. Thank you for the food that you give unto us, and may our prayers move on to our firstborn, and that she knows we apologize for what we had to do. They then break their hands apart and start to eat.
Does Osa begin to glow?
She does not glow.
Do you think that's your original family?
She doesn't say anything, she just keeps staring at them for a while before she closes the door. Her hands start shaking the way that looks like she's almost about to slam it, but she closes it gently. Just stands there staring at another closed door.
I will take her hand in my hand as she's standing there.
Why are we here?
I don't know.
Why were we sent here? Why were... How long have we been here? Why are we here? What is... Why did she send us here? Why us? Why is this our problem?
You took the words out of my mouth, but who else would go?
I don't think that Minerva's the one that sent us here.
Well, not here, but this plane situation even before this. You heard it from the other deities, from Ifrit, from Zamal. They weren't happy with what she did. Why did she do it? I wanted to believe in her. I wanted to believe in her and that she only had the material plane in mind, but this is way beyond us. Why is this put on our shoulders? To dig up all these things about us that has nothing to do with anything anymore. We're mortals, we're not gods, we're not meant to have this, we're not meant to hear all of this weakness, all of this to affect any of this. We're just people. Why is this put on our shoulders now?
Oh, sir, you might want to just take a breath.
She looks up and looks kind of bewildered before dropping her gaze again. Sorry. I'm sorry.
It's fine. We're just all under a lot of stress right now. You in particular. And none of this makes any sense. You're right, though. Like, we shouldn't be the ones that are here.
Let's Iskandar's kind of just looking around. Let's keep moving.
Iskandar, as you look around, the doors continue to shake as your gaze goes across them. And as you look across a few of them, a lot of them have a similarity, as you can hear Osa's name in quite a few doors.
He looks back at Osa, narrows his eyes a little bit, and looks at the doors. Something's either very wrong or very right here. Do you feel different, Osa?
I don't know. Maybe. Not really.
Sorry, go on.
Not just really. Maybe, not really. I don't know.
Yuki, Joseph, when you look at Osa, what do you see? Tell me.
What do I see when I look at Osa? Does she look the same?
Roll me perception.
Not a lot.
You're having a grand old day of your skill checks.
Yeah.
aside from Osa obviously being emotionally kicked in this situation, you don't notice anything really different about her, Yuki. Whereas Joseph, you can notice that there is a faint glow surrounding her.
You're glowing.
What?
You're glowing.
Iskandar, what does this mean?
I don't know. This fucking place, I don't know. It's like when we were in the doors and we could affect things.
That's the light I got when I could change people's fate.
But you have it here, outside the doors.
Also kind of looks down at her and her hands. And I notice the glow myself.
Yeah, you notice a faint glow surrounding you. Lorne moves forward as he kind of like holds out his hands in a pleading motion. If you have the power to change fate, use it on me. Send me away. Do I need to pray?
I don't know what this means. I don't know what to
goes-
do with it.
Lorne goes to his knees and licks his fingers as he puts his head down. Osa, I pray to you, send me home.
Lorne, this has a cost. Whatever it is, you might not want to pay it, and she might not either.
I accept the price.
Osa's eyes flicker between Lauren and back to her own hands. And
You have. Sorry, go on.
she closes her eyes and tries to will this man prayer into reality to pray that he gets home, away from here.
As you wave your hand over Lorne, his body starts to vibrate and he disappears.
Is Osa's glow more now?
Is it even still there?
Osa is still glowing, yes.
I think you've hit a critical mass. That's no magic I know of. I don't think it is magic. I think you're willing this into or out of existence. It's going to take a step back.
Do you think you could will the next inverse crystal or all the corruption into one spot so that we can take care of it once and for all?
Don't ask me that. Don't ask me any of this. I don't want this. I don't want any of this. Again, since she's kind of, after the miner disappeared, she kind of got very wide-eyed for a moment and started shaking her head and holding her own head and just backing away a little bit. I don't want any of this. I don't.
You have control, don't you, Osa? You don't
I
have,
don't know.
but you're not using it passively. I mean, you have to concentrate for that, right?
I don't know. I don't know what's happening. I don't know what this means. I don't know why I can do this.
This is a sick joke. The one thing you've wanted out of anything else is control. Now seems that you have more control than you could possibly want.
Control over myself. I don't want to control other people, what their fates, their wishes. I don't want people to follow me and have faith in me and have it destroyed. I don't deserve that. They don't deserve that.
This changes things.
What do you mean?
We agreed before. We don't want to be gods. We don't want to be quasi-deities or things with this level of power, but you have this now, Osa, and we don't really know why.
So we're left in the dark again. I don't think that's a change in anything.
Really? You think the fact that Osa can suddenly will people out of existence hasn't changed things?
He didn't disappear out of existence. I gave him what he wanted. I gave him his old life back.
What's the cost? Is it just yours to bear? Every time we make this light decision, something happens. For good or ill.
He died of black lung at an older age. I don't know if it's better than this place, but at least he's not here anymore, dealing with this. And from the sound of it, he didn't look for this either. So maybe it is for the best that way, for him.
Maybe. Yeah, Iskandor's not like slightly out of character. He's not trying to be hostile to you guys at all, but this is very weird.
Oh, for sure. Yeah, I have no idea what to do right now.
This is really weird, like especially as he's kind of used to having a lot of magic power, but this is like beyond everything.
A whole different level.
Yeah, this is completely off the charts.
And how do you think Osa feels about that? How do you think I feel about that?
I never wanted that at all.
She wanted the opposite of this.
Well,
she wanted to be unknown for the rest of her fucking life.
we might be able to do that in character.
And now people are chanting her name.
Look, you might be able to use this to your advantage. If you can, I don't know, reverse the process or transfer it. Like you got rid of him. Lorne's gone now. None of his decisions were made. If we can get to the end of this path and survive it with our minds intact, we might be able to get rid of this power. If we can change fates, maybe we can change our own.
I feel sick.
Yuki's just like, what the fuck?
What have I got myself into?
I was just here as a temp. What's happening?
Look, we need to keep going. I know it's not going to be easy. In fact, that doesn't really qualify. It's going to be hellish, but if we stop now, if we get bogged down, we'll never leave this place. We'll start writing formulas on how to fix people.
No matter what happens, I will always be here for you.
I don't know that. We don't know that anymore.
Wait, what brave man?
The one who
The
was
other
making
one.
the notes, you were talking about him.
Oh, you mean back there? I thought there was one on this map. Like,
No.
Sorry.
I don't know for sure, but I'm going to do everything in my power to keep it that way. I don't want it to be different.
While Osa's gonna take a deep breath, can close her eyes and think really hard about the end of this corridor. And try to will us to where we need to be, I guess.
As you do that, all of the doors start to shake violently, almost as if the area is having an earthquake. Several doors slam open as they flap around as if there was a horrendous wind pushing them ajar. The prayers from inside of the doors yell out into the corridor, people asking for help with mundane things, calling upon the deities, and you can hear quite a few people asking for Osa and Iskandor's aid, almost as if they're praying to those two individuals.
Does Iskandor start glowing now?
He doesn't seem to.
Why are they asking for me?
Iskandor, you'll recognize that the ones praying to you have a bit more of a snarl to their voice, and you can kind of put two and two together that your impact on the outsiders is still felt as those on the other planes are calling towards you.
It's the ones that watched us in the temples. We told Yuki about the temples, didn't we?
The Fell Demons?
It's not just them, it's all of them.
Doesn't sound like it's a good thing, though.
Maybe weird looks start going over Iskandor's face. Maybe they need someone to hold them together. I mean, you heard them, right? I could get rid of hell. We could get rid of hell.
What?
That doesn't sound like a good idea.
What do you mean? You want to get rid of it? You could stop people going to hell. You could reroute it to heaven. People could.
There isn't.
You're-
In FF, there is no hell and heaven. Everyone goes to their specific deities, the plane.
Okay, well, you know what I mean. Like, I'll
You can,
rephrase that.
you can go to the underworld, which is slightly different, but that's run by Hades and the like.
Okay, well, I'll rephrase it then. Like, I could go to demonic planes. We could set them against each other, stop invasions of the material, or planes
Yeah,
like
like
that. Yeah. We could fight fire with fire.
That's what you said to the Fell Demons before.
Exactly. I'm doing a little.
So you are the overlord they was looking for.
Well, now that you're telling me you're not getting rid of a hell, I now like the idea of more of a material going at a demonic plane going against another one.
We've been invaded. Yeah, it gives like a glassy look over his eyes. We've been invaded by weapons, shadow planes, demons, devils. I mean, Fae. We could stop that.
To me, it sounds like you're trying to get out of your Hero of Light contract. Because without all of these issues, there would be no need for a Hero of Light.
Damn right I want out of my Hero of Light contract. This has
Sucks to be you.
caused us nothing but suffering. Look at those two. They've been married, what? Months?
They're not even married. They're just engaged.
Well, yeah, I'll change that, engaged. And now we're sat here in an infinite corridor dealing with the prayers of existence. Was this what you thought, Yuki, when you took up the light? I never wanted this. I don't think they wanted it either. Surely you envisioned yourself more as a hero, you know, slaying dragons and being someone that people could look up to. Do you want this? If we can make our own contracts, we can get out of them.
It's not so much what I was expecting. It's more... Well, at the end of the day, you weren't warned, but you weren't given any expectations as a Hero of Light. You were just to do whatever the deities were required. Yes, we could make our own contracts and come out of them, but sometimes that may not be the best thing. It's like they were saying earlier. We can't just choose to be a deity. We can't make those decisions. We are only but mortals. Some greater design made the deities.
What about if that's what's pushing us?
There's no way to tell.
I've been thinking about this. What if we already were? We're just following a path. We could already be deities. We're simply following their route of ascension. Time is relative out here. For all we know, Joseph is going to be Ifrit.
For now, we're only speculating. What we can do is continue moving forward and make whatever speculation we're conjuring up into a reality. But just merely speculating will do nothing.
True. But let's walk and talk then. And I don't know. I guess I'll just wave over at Osa and Joseph if they want to follow, they can. I take it because Osa did that thing where all the doors went a bit nuts. There's a crystal at the end of this corridor.
What?
That's a nice reaction.
That's great.
I was wondering when someone was going to scroll down and see that.
Did you do that? And Iskandar will look at Osa.
He's been very distracted by the return of the cacophony. It just looks well, huh? Oh. I don't know. Maybe?
Well,
maybe if we gather it, it'll get rid of the voices.
You're the only one without a crystal. This is better chance than any to take it. It's in your hands.
You might be free of this glow.
Or maybe it will get worse.
True.
No, I'll say it's a chance worth risking.
I can try to do it for you if you want.
No, it's my turn. Despite everything.
As you approach the crystal, you can notice that it is kind of glinting in and out with a shadowy black design.
Inverse shadow, maybe?
Possible. We know that the crystals don't have to be.
You can roll Knowledge Arcana, in which case, I'm pretty sure. Iskandar, what do I make it? I can't remember what your bonus is. Joseph, Joseph, it's the inverse shadow crystal.
Yeah, I have 37, so...
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah, Iskandar, you'd also know it's the inverse shadow crystal.
Maybe not the ideal one, but it does suit in its own way.
Well, Ota doesn't want to be seen. Shadows make her invisible, right?
Hopefully.
One can hope. Just gonna reach out for the crystal and take it.
As you reach out for the crystal, a nearby seeping mist of black shoots inside the crystal, almost as if you're sucking it up. As your hand is just a few inches away, the crystal disappears before you're able to grip it. The doors start to shake again, a few of them opening one after the other. Prayers are called out, as you can hear. I pray to the one who can save us. The one up top, I know you're looking out for me. Please, give me the power to get through my training. My faith's always been with you. I trust in you. I call upon the power of the one who leads our armies. Hey, you listening up there? Wedge? A laughter then overcomes the area, coming from the doors and all around. Vibrating and shifting, the laughter continues onwards before it becomes just a noise in your head as you recognize the laughter. It solidifies and cuts down from many to one as you can hear a man laughing behind you, his footsteps echoing on the black glass underneath. With clapping hands, he approaches with a smile. Wonderful duties and wonderful enactment. Hello, backup plan. It's been a while since I've given you lots of quests.
Yuki sort of stands to the side of me like, I mean, I'm not officially part of the group, but hi.
What the fuck, Wedge?
What the...
You must
indeed.
be Yuki. It is fine. Backup plan has shifted its members to and fro, but every time, it creates results. And I do like results that end in giving me more.
We're not giving you anything, Wedge.
Are you sure? You never took any items out of the dead sector, did you? You never aided people on their quest to return to their vampiric clans? You never allowed the trolls to hand over items? And you never found relics that you gave back to their supposed owners? No, no, no. And all the people you've killed, all the people whose souls go to wherever they go, they certainly didn't go to me, did they?
You're not Wedge, are you?
Well, yes and no. I am Wedge, the man who gave you your quests up until you were able to be picked up by the grand ones above, below, and in between. But I am also not Wedge. It is just a name, but names hold power. Especially if they... He holds his hand up to the doors on both the left and right. They open up as they all offer up prayers to Lieutenant Colonel Wedge that he would send his armies to protect them. If they call your name enough times, if enough people know of you, and if their need is good enough, well, you can see with one of you what its effects are.
So then who are you really?
I think Wedge is a good enough descriptor of who I am. I may keep the door open so that you may walk through it. And if something happens to slip in and out, goes to me, all the better.
Why? Why do all of this?
Power, that's why.
Why do anything in your life? You want something, you need something, something you can see and that you can take it. If I'm given the power of a deity, I don't need armies. If I have the power of all of those magical spells, I don't need to learn them. A snap of my fingers and the enemies disappear, or a point at a young lad whose broken leg is now mended. This power can be used to make everything right. Everything people would ask for. Is this not better than sending young people to their deaths to defend a land that you might not even have any relation to? You were just there at the wrong time.
What gives you the right?
What gives the ones who already have this power the right? They intervene, they don't. But every time they do, we speak their names and give them more power. You should know from your lake. People go out to it, and if they just so happen to carelessly drop something into it, they are killed. But for those who make it pristine clean, their life is much easier than the others. Why not give something to those who might just have a slip of their hand or trip? Why must they be punished for something not always in their control?
This is a not a question, like, this is a out of character question. The people who pollute the lake aren't killed outright, are they? They just punished and fined, right?
There would be extreme cases where they would be punished for polluting the lake because it is a sacred area which is governed by deities, but a lot of the time they would get a slap on the wrist from the locals.
Okay.
Tell me, you've all looked through these doors, and if you haven't, I'm surprised curiosity did not make their way to you. You've seen what this power can do, if you know how to utilize it properly, and are not just touching one aspect like these doors tend to only allow. If you could oversee someone's entire life, making sure nothing goes awry, would that not be better than merely doing nothing and letting them die to some random boulder falling off a cliff? Or bandits raiding a village?
So you're saying you should take choice away from people, free will, and leave them with no reason to live, no reason to feel alive. That's what you're suggesting?
Oh no, they would still have free will. I would only answer what people ask. If they ask for help, I will give it. If they ask for somebody to be cured, I shall cure them. And if they ask that a aberrant river does not overflow and flood their village, I will make sure that the river is a bit lower that season.
And what of opposing wishes?
Pray, give me an example. Test what I may do. Let's see if my alignment shifts so much from what you seem to have in your mind.
Well, let's take your river for an example then. One village down the stream from there is suffering a drought and they're wishing for more water. What do you do?
I create wells within their home and fill those with water. And I change the clouds so that those that are drowned out by the rains would give a bit more to those with drought. Nobody is harmed.
That you know of. Far-reaching consequences from small changes that you make that you have no idea how to perceive.
And if they call for aid yet again, I shall give it.
And what of people asking for aid from someone else? You're not the only deity.
Well, not a deity yet. I have some of their fate-controlling powers, but up to this point, I've been gathering this power, you've been gathering this power, and those things within the robes have also been doing the same. If this was outside of their course, would you not think they would stop this? You've met deities, they've seen what you are and what you are doing, they've not stopped you.
Maybe they just want to see how this plays out. Or they don't know. Or maybe they do know. And they're just letting it go. I think the point is, Wedge, no one, even if I've had my moments in here, gets that level of choice. Especially one who was mortal. We've seen what happens when gods are ascended from that stock.
So you'd put your fate in the hands of those that hardly anyone gets to speak with. At least with me, you can have a discussion. We can decide the best course of action.
No, you
the deities, you say something, and you don't know if they actually do anything.
This is all your own opinion, though. If you choose to do a certain thing, it happens. Regardless if the person didn't want it in the first place.
And if you say now that you're going to answer every request, then at some point humanity will become, not even just humanity, all of civilization will become completely dependent on you, and there'll be no individual strength of any individual person ever again. They will be completely beholden and dependent on your will and your whims.
I'm not saying I would help someone cross the road or make their bounty more than it should be. I would merely make sure that people don't needlessly die, or have hardships put upon them that would cause them to.
But hardship is what makes us who we are. If our lives are just sunshine and rainbows, then we just become placid blobs.
If it gets to that point, we can readjust.
Can you, though? Do you know that you can? I don't think that you do.
Would it seems to have been able to be changed up to this point? And if I don't intervene, a lot of the people that would not help just die.
But if you do intervene, other people die. We've seen it. In all of these doors, every single time. Well, almost every time. There's a consequence.
As I explained, these doors only let you have one action. I'm speaking of being able to alter anything that would pop up along the line. If saving someone dooms somebody else, I would help the everyone else.
Sometimes it's best to let things play out. Just because someone asks you for help doesn't mean that you should give it.
What of selfish requests?
Are you sure you would say the same if you would go to the deity's plains and see the victims of the Dead Sector? Or even the village that Visinvia used to inhabit? They were easily attacked by bandits and they all died. Changing into the whole crusade with Titan Backbreaker.
If it wasn't their threat, it would be something else. It's just the way of the world. You can't stop it generating these things. It's fate. And you're not going to become the god of fate. There isn't one. Yes, there's Zamala, yes, there are others, but they only control portions. No one has everything.
So, if you had the power way back when the bandits were attacking and destroying Wizenweb's home and her family, would you have stopped that if you had the power back then?
If I had the power I have now, most likely. If they had heard my name and were able to call upon it, I would have helped them.
Since then, the Divine Destroyers, despite their ultimate goal They helped a lot of people. They did a lot of good. They saved lives, gave jobs to people. None of that would have happened. The orphanage wouldn't very likely exist at all. Are you okay with that knowledge?
You point the
Would you keep
finger
your
at me
answer?
that it's I would stop these. Was it not by your hand that you either killed or imprisoned the Titan Backbreaker group? You punished them for their good deeds.
We stopped her from doing the same thing that you're trying to do now. Become a deity and control everything.
Oh no, she wished to destroy the Pantheon. I do not wish to do that. That's way too much work for one person or deity to do. I understand that it is a difficult job. You need someone for the seas, for the winds, for the earths, and for everything that happens. There just needs to be somebody else to nudge the calamities away.
I don't think that you have the foresight to see how this ends.
I can see a bit into the future, at least with those that I can now change the fate of. But as it progresses, there is no reason I cannot have the foresight of the other deities.
What about us? Can you change our fate right now?
I would hope that we become allies. 5 mortal deities would much better keep the world out of calamity. The 12 do something similar, as well as the King Mogul himself. Us 5 can be the deity of fate and calamity, making sure that it does not arrive.
This is foolish. I won't become another Kafka.
I seek no destruction or chaos. It would be nothing like Kefka.
Unfortunately, I like my life. I like being the hero of light of my great deity Bahamut. So that's the way I'd like to stay.
The only way I see this ending up is bad. I don't think that this is ever going to work out, Wedge.
It is a sad outcome. I did hope we could broach an agreement, but if you wish to give up your deific powers, I can tell you how to leave this place and return to Aeon Gaia. After people stop springing your names up into the skies, your powers will fade. You can return to your normal lives as heroes.
But you then get that power, don't you, Edge? You suck up all those thoughts and prayers and become something monstrous up here.
You again call me monstrous, yet all I have offered is harmony.
Anyway, start with that.
How did you even get here?
Deific power allows you to move through the planes with ease. Nobody stopped me so far, so I assume it is fine with all of the 50 deities we have.
I think it's a test. I think they're testing us. That's what they're letting us go for this moment, this confrontation. To see if we just walk away or let you ascend. Or we try and stop you. Or we side with you.
There are those 3 and possibly others. We've just not thought of them. But I will say I will continue my ascension and become the deity of calamity and make sure it never occurs. I shall tell you how to leave if you wish to become mortal, or you can join me and become the 5 of calamity, or the 4, the 3, the 2, whoever wishes to do so. Or if, as your third option comes up to play, we will have to, I guess, fight, and you'll have to try and take this power from me, and doom countless to selfish deaths.
I'm just going to look at everyone else and see what they're thinking in a minute, because I know where I stand with this.
Joseph's got an aggressive stance already.
Yuki's already holding her weapon. She's taking no interest in his offer.
Rosa also shifts her weapon to her hand. Still looking a little bit out of it, but focused enough to do what needs to be done.
Joseph will look at us and just say, we'll do this as a pack.
You know what, Wedge? I think the people down there, the ones who you're taking this power from and providing them wishes that will simply make them soft and under the control of your fate and not their own, I think they need a backup plan.
Tragedy is part of life. Sometimes it just needs to happen.
Is this my ascension? Am I being accepted as backup plan?
Joseph, can
Yeah.
you throw him one of the badges?
Do we have badges?
Yeah. I left them at the store.
Fuck yeah, I was knitting them and then we got pulled to the fire plane, they burned up.
Honorary member, here you go.
You can just see Yuki's got quite a big grin on her face. Okay, I'm ready. So, we battling this out?
For better or worse. Yeah.
I offered up several choices, and death is the one you choose.
For you.
Well, for either of us. If I die by your hands, you've removed easy access for those below. If I kill you, my ascension is stained in the blood of heroes.
Would you look at that? Consequences.
Very well. Let us see what comes out of this. I need everyone to roll me their initiative.
Yeah. So. Just to clarify, you know, when we rested, did we get our daily abilities back?
Yes.
He said
Okay.
we did, yeah.
I was just checking because I'm going to move time this. So.
Okay, so, where's Yuki's first action?
Well, if we're full out battling mode this, what actions do I have? I'm assuming just surprise round actions.
Yeah, Yuki full turn.
Ooh. Okay. If that's the case, she will say her command word on her armor to make her one size larger. And she will also clap her heels together as a free action to grant herself haste, and then as a swift action will also activate her Mako power. And then as a move action, she would probably just try and get as close as she can to Wedge.
Seeing as how we don't have a grid.
Okay. Iskandar?
will be casting lots of spells. Imagine. I'll be casting the highest version of Shelra. I forget what it's called. I think it's Shelra 4. Is that right?
Probably.
I think
Sounds
so.
about right.
Yeah, so be casting that. I'll be spell synergying it with Bravera. So put that in. Oh no, I can't. Sorry, because those are 2 white mage spells. I will double cast it with. I almost said Ultima then, but there's definitely not enough room for that. We'll go with Impact, and then normal cast. I'll cast Heroic Invocation. Quick end.
Quick end.
Mm-hmm. And I'll 5 footsteps to there. That's about it.
You need to roll impact.
Oh yeah, shit. Oh, I can't quicken it actually. I'll just cast another spell, but I'll maximise this. So it'll be 20d6. So it'll be 120 shadow.
You shoot out a orb of pure darkness towards Wedge, impacting across his chest. His frame cracks all over as you can hear the shattering of glass. His eyes go dim and dark mist starts to seep out of his wounds. And we will end the session there.
Son of a bitch.
And everyone can level to 24 for next session.
Oh boy.
Oh shit, okay, so it's gonna be a hard fight. I see.
But this is
I'll
good
update
now.
that.
This is perfect, because now I can riposte on every attack. Well, every parried attack.
Okay.
Right. Stream has stopped.